by the golf course in Sheboygan, just small pieces of, and so I'd put them on, see if I can get a piece showing you. Turn away to junk. Once I get it knocked down to this size, this is the beginning of a piece there. I don't have a lot of, and I started, some will be maple. I made the, after I'd figure out what I wanted, then I'd make me a little guide to follow for each one. And then, don't know if I have, if they ended up showing on, here we go. So here's basically, I'm going to make the, well, yeah, there's the pieces. There's actually water on it right now. I was wetting it down to raise the grain on everything. I was trying to see if I had a paper pattern right here. So I made a paper pattern of how I want my board to be. So there's the pieces done. And I wanted to do the board split in half. Oh, that's cool. Split in half so I could hidden hinges with earth magnets to close it in, with a brass inlay. And where I'm at right now, as of to last, well, this is me when the first set was done. So they're finished, and then I'm now onto the board, which that's the one I showed you. I was spraying the rest of everything to soak it down, to raise every grain, and then I'm going to sand it. The pieces are spalted box elder. And then this was black walnut with a lot of wormholes in it. I didn't want them to be identical. I wanted them to be similar, but I want them to have their own look. Now again, it's split in half. And yes, all the pieces do fit when it folds. There's not room for one more piece.
How did you get the black on the pawns or on any of the pieces?
Well, the smaller ones were burned on the lathe. Okay. And then what I did was I had to show. I built a plug, and I just stick them in there, and I'd take the brush and just turn it on, and then it just knock out each one that way. The horses were, I don't have a good picture of the horse unless it's, the horses were kind of difficult because I was saying to Jim, as anyone knows, if you're doing any cutouts of characters, how you take a block of wood, you draw on one side, draw on the other, cut it one way, tape it back together, cut it out. I wanted the bottom of the horse to be turned on the lathe, and then when I put a clamp on it and take it to the bandsaw to cut off the taper, there's no way I could stop it from rocking. I thought there's got to be a way. So I started checking YouTubes and everything, and I found a guy that basically the same thing. He took and made the block of wood. As you turned your horse on the lathe, the round piece on the bottom, you bore a small little hole in it. And then he took a block of wood and had it in his Novichok, and it fit the hole, and he had a screw. So then basically you just shove it in there, run the screw in the bottom, so when you actually are going over to the lathe or to the bandsaw to cut the horse out, you're not tilting no more because the block of wood is there and that horse is up in the air, and you're just sliding that block. And there's about 68 pieces were made to get 32. And I think I made 16 horses to get 4. So, anyhow, it's not done, but it's coming. They're not duplicated. They're darn close. I didn't go into micrometers. I literally used that little poly jig. I got close. It's all the eye, and then I'd set a few and go, this one looks better than this one, make another one. This one looks better than this one, make another one. But that'll be for Christmas. And I've never done it before. There are those barrel hinge, you had a name for them.
Yeah.
They're a barrel hinge that when they go on the inside. So when you take your board and you pull it, they'll pull and they turn this way. They close, so there'll be, and then there'll be earth magnets. So you'll be able to take the board and fold it right in half, and it will hold. It will not hold another one of these. It holds, literally, you place them all in there and go, please, and there's not enough room for one more piece.
Do you have something inside the base that each one fits in, like a?
No.
No.
The base is this one here. The base, each one of these pieces was, I made all these, but I didn't do the chessboard glue up of strips. I literally made each one of these. And I set up my mini router in my clamp and literally just set up the thing and just zipped them all by hand. There's a piece of 1/8 inch metal that's inlaid into the wood here with each chip glued on top. And then these here underneath is completely open. So it's a square open. So when they close, there's 1.5 inches,
Okay.
1.25 inch gap.
And so that's where you just set them in there?
Yes, you literally just set all of them on one side and you can close it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not, I got enough hours
No,
into
no
it.
compartments, yeah.
There's enough hours into it. He's not getting any lecture items of how the tips are